Emotions, if you think about it fundamentally and you break that work down, right, it basically is energy in motion. Basically, you are not trading the market anymore. You are being traded by the market. Every thought produces a chemical reaction in your body. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh my God, I can't lose this trade. I need to make this money. If not, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. You are literally putting your body in survival mode. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? You've got to start to practice the state of mind that you want to trade from before you enter the trade. Like I said, confidence comes from competence. Confidence comes when you gather sufficient evidence to prove that you are who you say you are and your strategy works the way you believe it works. Yo, speaking of balls deep conviction, look at what I'm having today for dinner. I'm having meatballs, bro. Like literal balls deep conviction, right? Balls deep conviction. That's how much conviction you need to have in your trade ideas, guys. I'm up about like 12K at the moment, right? But look at my expression. Look at my facial expression. It is still neutral. The only reason why the fruits of my labor taste sweet and crispy today is because I've poured my blood, sweat, and tears into my labor. Man, when you really understand how both timing and liquidity ties in together, it's game over, bro. Like, it's like unlocking cheat codes in the market, right? When you combine liquidity and time. I'd rather be hated for being who I am than to be loved for being someone who I'm not. So you will never see me like driving Lamborghinis around, flexing a lifestyle, because that's not me. The most high leverage task that you can take as a beginner right now is, what's up my professional gamblers? Welcome back to my live trading room. Today, we are going to be waiting. Another day, another W. Waiting. The W stands for waiting, right? Because what happens is that if I look at GJ right now, you can see that price is pretty much consolidating at this point of time. And if you guys have watched the live trading recording that I posted on the main channel that I held with my students inside the 1% Club, you will know that I'm just waiting very patiently for price to actually get down to this demand zone. The reason is very simple, right? What we have created right here is pretty much like a very obvious demand chain, where each demand zone rests upon the previous demand zone, right? You can see the price goes up, pull back, right? Creates another demand, push up, pulls back to this previous demand before it pulls up again, and then pulls back to this previous demand and then goes up, right? So you can see that price is continuously respecting this beautiful demand McDonald chain, all right? Which means that price is going to continue to do so until supply overwhelm the sellers, right? Which is highly unlikely at the moment because the bullish momentum is just way too strong, right? And that's what I'm betting on at least. So right now, I'm just going to wait for price to come down to this most recent demand zone, which is fresh, which is unmitigated. And then wait for it to sweep some liquidity that we have on the left-hand side. And then we're going to look for longs and trade in continuation with the next leg to the upside, right? So that's what I'm looking for right now. That's what I'm waiting for. And if you look at the other currency pairs, there is like not much opportunity as well, right? Like I can see price shot up recently. It's very difficult for us to enter for longs right here. I can potentially try to look for longs soon, right? But bear in mind that we are also at this 4-hour supply zone, which means that there's a very high chance that price is going to start doing like a massive pullback into areas of demand before pushing up even further. Same thing with GU. Same thing with gold as well, right? Like it's the exact same thing with gold. So EU, GU, gold, they seem pretty overextended to me, which means that price is potentially going to make that deeper pullback into areas of discount, areas of demand before it has sufficient energy. It has more fuel for price to continue going up, right? Same thing with GJ, right? But right now, GJ is already like in that pullback phase, right? So I'm counting for it to actually come down into this point of interest. Maybe somewhere during the New York session later, and then we look for our entry models and then we get in for longs, right? So this is the $1 million trade I'm waiting for right now, right? Nothing too crazy. By the way, before I move on, I forgot to show you, but look at this beautiful view that I have in my background right now. Look at this beautiful backdrop, right? I have like 180 unblocked sea view right now. We are living in one of the tallest residential buildings in Singapore, and you can really see how fucking gorgeous this view is, right? And I thought that I gotta share it with you guys, right? Like, what's the point of me buying this new fancy apartment, right, without sharing the view with you guys, right? I'm a very giving person, right? I gotta make you admire this view with me, right? so that you get inspired and you can trade and work your ass off to climb up to the same floor as I'm living in right now. Highly unlikely, but you know, who knows. Anyways, yeah, new view, new camera, right? Really upping the production quality, right, for you guys. And also because of the fact that I can't be using a potato of a camera and live in a shitty apartment if I'm a bloody millionaire trader. It doesn't make sense, right? So pretty much use all the trading profits that I've accumulated in the past few years, bought this apartment, right? Invested some of that money into stocks as well. And right now, your boy is pretty much free, right? Your boy is free, debt free, everything free, financially free, virginity free, everything is free, bro. Anyways, man, back to the charts. So as we sit here and wait for the bloody opportunities to appear, or rather wait for price to actually get down to our desired price point, our point of interest here, I want to talk about a few things today. Now, here's my tip for beginners. The most high leverage starts that you can take as a beginner right now is not to memorize chart patterns, not to study candlestick patterns, not to watch a bunch of trading courses, not to start to try to flip your $500 account into $10,000. It's to understand and master liquidity. That is single-handedly the most powerful task that you can take that will allow you to make quantum leaps in your trading progress and allow you to 10x your trading profits. And it's to understand liquidity. It's to understand and spot inducements, right? Which is pretty much liquidity baits laid by smart money to induce, to entice retail traders to enter early just for them to sweep the liquidity later on, right? Just rug pull them and fuel the real move, right? So if you are able to understand liquidity, so if you can't spot liquidity, then my friend, you are simply the liquidity, which is why I say it's so important for you to kind of understand how the game is being played, right? Understand what the retail traders are looking for and then trade in opposition of that, right? Do what others don't so you can get the results others won't, right? So if retail traders are placing their stop losses, blah, 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 right here, then you want to make sure that you're entering right there instead of placing a stop loss right there. So what I found helped a lot in terms of improving my skills of like spotting liquidity is by understanding chart patterns, right? You heard that, right? It sounds super duper ionic, but when you can actually understand and look at the market in the eyes of a retail trader, the next thing you know, you're able to kind of spot where the retail traders are getting in, where they are getting out, where they are placing their stop loss, and just do the opposite of that. And that is really how market makers, smart money, brokers make money, right? They really just look at what the retail traders are doing and they just do the opposite of it, right? And they have like a 95% success rate because 95% of traders fail, right? It's not rocket science, guys. So start by learning liquidity, understanding higher time frame order flow, internal order flow, understanding what's the objective of price, where is the available liquidity, where are the stop loss lying at, and where are the pending orders, and then try to capitalize on that knowledge in the future. And then once you finally master liquidity, guess what? You won't get stopped out anymore. Like you will just get stopped out less often, right? You won't be getting stopped out and going and blaming the market and going back to fucking McDonald's to work your fucking shitty minimum wage job, right? Instead, you will finally be able to understand the market and understand how the game is being played at the highest level. That's the power of liquidity. So that's the most high leverage task that you can do right now as a retail trader. Just go and study and master liquidity. That's it. Oh my God. Anything but opportunity, man. Anything but another day, another waiting. All right, so since we are still waiting, right, it doesn't seem to be moving a lot, huh? Right now, you know what, I might even consider going for short, like somewhere around here, right, just to trade it down to this next point of interest. Okay, so I might actually consider looking for shorts somewhere around here, just to trade the counter trend, right? Because if I'm scalping today, I can look to capitalize on this move right here. Since I know for a fact that price is going to come down to this next demand zone, sweep liquidity before the real move can actually happen, right? So all of this is kind of like inducing retail traders, right? People think that, oh, prices came down here, take out this low, sweep the liquidity, this is the first liquidity sweep, and right now we're going to push it upside. No, my friend, you still don't understand how the game is being played, right? This liquidity is not sufficient for price to get its next leg up to the upside, right? It needs to sweep more liquidity, right? It needs to mitigate the next demand zone that is part of this chain before it can continue this bloody chain, right? So at this point of time, I'm not too worried. I'm very confident that price is potentially going to come down to this area. So yeah, I can potentially look for shorts around here. Maybe at this point of interest, right? At this supply zone, this supply order block right here that led to a huge amount of imbalance right here that led to this market shift, right? I can potentially expect price to pull back to this imbalance or this supply and then boom, push to the downside, as simple as that. And you can see there's a lot of like liquidity right here in terms of trend line as well, right? Like this is why I say you gotta understand how retail traders think. Retail traders think, oh my god, no, the trend line has been broken. Right now, this trend line doesn't work anymore, so I'm gonna enter for a sell, right? Price has already broke trend line, right? Yeah, it's just stupid retail traders thinking, right? So yeah, come on, you're better than that. So this is where there's a lot of stop losses lying below these lows right here, waiting for a price to come down, sweep those lows, and then boom, get my entry, boom, right the move to the upside. Liquidity. If you can't spot the liquidity, you are the bloody liquidity, my friend. Now listen guys, this is a lesson that took me about 7 years to understand. Your edge in trading does not come from your strategy, but rather it comes from your self-regulation and it comes from your energy management. Here's what I mean. Emotions, if you think about it fundamentally and you break that work down, right, it basically is energy in motion, right? So emotions are literally energy in motion. And when you think about trading, isn't that exactly what the market is? The market is simply collective human emotion, moving price, fear, greed, euphoria, excitement, panic, FOMO, right? All of that energy is just showing up on the candles. Now, here's the thing. If you don't learn how to manage your emotion, you're just going to get swept up in the energy of everyone else. You will chase the market when the crowd gets greedy, when the market is euphoric. You will cut your winning trades early when the crowd is fearful, right? Because you're influenced by what other people are thinking and other people's emotions and other people's energy. Basically, you are not trading the market anymore. You are being traded by the market. And what you fail to realize is also the fact that every thought produces a chemical reaction in your body. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh my god, I can't lose this trade, I need to make this money, if not, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. You are literally putting your body in survival mode, right? Because now you have no chance, you have no way but to win the trade. And when this happens, stress hormones spike, your cortisol levels start spiking up. And when that happens, your vision start narrowing because the fucking black part of your eyeball literally start to contract. And then now you stop thinking logically, right? Because your blood start flowing from your brain to your bloody dick. No, your bloody head. And that's when you revenge trade, you over leverage, and you break your rules. That is why I always say that when you're emotional, you can't just like control your emotions because the emotional part of your brain literally hijack the rational part of your brain. But the thing is, if you're able to just step back, breathe, and just remind yourself that emotions are not you. Emotions are simply energy moving through you. You don't have to attach to it. Emotions are simply like clouds, right? Treat it like passing clouds. And when you can really like think about it in this way, you can just let the emotion flow without letting it dictate your actions, your decisions, and your results. And that, my friend, is how you build discipline and how you build consistency. Nowadays, for me personally, before I press the buy or sell button, I ask myself this one question. Am I making this decision from a place of fear or from a place of clarity? If it's fear of missing out, fear of the unknown, fear of leaving money on the table, I don't touch it, right? I don't micromanage the trade, I don't enter the trade. However, if it's coming from a place of clarity and strength and confidence and conviction, I execute the trade without hesitation, reservation, or fear. So quite simply put, trading is really about energy management, not just money management. And the more you embody that, right, the calmer and more profitable you will become. Because now you know that in order for you to win the game, you have to first win the war within, right? In order for you to get the results that you're trying to get from trading, you have to first master yourself, master the mental game of trading, right? So this is not bullshit. Like, this is literally cold hard science. And I know some of you guys watching this right now is probably thinking, okay, Brad, that sounds good in theory, but how do I actually apply this when I'm in a trade and my heart's pounding and my palms is sweating and my knees are shaking? How do I actually control my emotions in real time when my hard-earned money is on the line? Well, that's the real test, right? Because it's easy to sound zen and peaceful and calm when nothing's on the line, right? When you're trading on a demo account, when you're not risking anything, when you don't have skin in the game. But when you've got real hard-earned money in the market, every single pip is literally causing your amygdala to light up, right? And your nervous system starts screaming at you to react to the market, get out of a winning trade, move your stop loss, get in again so that you can make back the loss that you just incurred. Like, all of these voices start to overwhelm the rational mind, the rational part of your brain, right? So this is where it's so important for you guys to just put in the repetitions, right? This is where practice comes in. Remember, you cannot wait for your life to change before you change your emotions. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? You've got to start to practice the state of mind that you want to trade from before you enter the trade. Okay, before you press the buy and sell button, you want to start to practice the state of mind that you want to be in when you are in the position. I want you guys to start doing this exercise. It will completely shift how you feel before you press the buy and sell button. And I call this the 5-second exercise. Basically, before you trade, you just want to take one deep breath. Like, just one deep breath. And then you want to relax your shoulders, like just drop your shoulders. And you want to say this one sentence. My job is execution, not prediction. My edge plays out over time. Okay, that's 2 sentences to be exact, but you just want to say those 2 sentences. That's it, right? So breathe, relax your shoulders, say this one sentence. That's it. It doesn't take more than 5 seconds, but it will prevent you from making a bad decision. The next time you're about to enter a trade out of impulse, out of FOMO, out of revenge trading, out of greed, you just stop yourself and you perform the 5-second exercise. My job is execution, not prediction. My edge plays out over time. When you start getting into that state of mind, you are no longer attached to the outcome, right? You don't care whether you win the trade or lose the trade because you know that your edge will play out in the long run over the law of large numbers. So who cares if you lose the next trade? Who cares if you win the next trade, right? That one trade is not gonna automatically make you a bloody billionaire overnight, right? It's gonna be a series of trades, right? It's going to be your results compounded with time that will actually allow you to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve from trading. That, my friend, is the edge that nobody talks about, right? Everybody's obsessed with strategies, indicators, entries, but if you don't have mastery over your mental state, over your emotional state, before you trade, when you are trading, and after you trade, your system means nothing, right? No matter how good of a system is, it will eventually go to shit, right? You won't be able to keep the profits that you make. And you will keep on self-sabotaging yourself over and over again, right? Until you eventually just lose everything because you haven't shifted your state yet. So, as I take these trades live, right, on this channel right here, I want you guys to watch my process. I want you to watch how I react to price pulling back, how I react to price going against me, right? And notice how I handle my emotions when I'm in the position itself, right? And how I constantly check in with myself when I'm executing, right? That, my friend, is how you develop the mental edge, right? Just by performing the 5-second exercise every single day for an extended period of time. It's boring, it's methodical, but it's effective and it's proven, right? A lot of my students who started doing this exercise, right? Just that quick 5-second pause, you have saved them thousands, if not millions of dollars, right? Which could have otherwise be given to the bloody broker or like some professional smart money trader on the other side who knows how to regulate his emotions. All right, looks like the market is finally moving out of this ugly consolidation, finally moving to the downside, right? So we pretty much entered for a sell somewhere around here. And what happens is very simple. Price pretty much pull back to this last supply right here, mitigated this previous supply, and then swept some liquidity above these highs, all these little highs right there, and then push to the downside, and then pretty much just waited for price to actually mitigate that liquidity sweep right here before we made our entry, right? You can see price mitigated that 50% of that level, and then right now, yes, sufficient liquidity pushing to the downside, and that is where we are making our entry. As simple as that, right? Because like I said, it needs some form of liquidity to burst out of this consolidation, right? And the minute we see this liquidity sweep, we know that it's a matter of time until price just bursts out of this consolidation and push either to the downside or to the upside. And in this particular case, it pushed to the downside, so we are looking to short it all the way down to our next areas of demand, like what we have discussed earlier, right? Like I said, just a very short-term play, short-term scalp. Looking to TP somewhere around here. Yeah, I think somewhere around here is good. Not gonna get too greedy. Actually, you know what? Maybe here. Yeah, like the edge of this next 4-hour supply. Yep, you can see this is the next 4-hour supply. I mean, next 4-hour demand zone that is part of this chain reaction, right? So we are pretty much expecting price to come down to this area at least, right? So classic little 3R, right? Nothing too crazy. Man, I just know for a fact, bro, it's gonna be like a straight push down, right? Maybe it can encounter a little bit of resistance from this minor demand zone right here, but you're just gonna see such huge momentum as we head into the New York session, right? And you can just see price just trembling down here, and then maybe during the New York session we can potentially get a move to the upside. And if I'm day trading or I'm swing trading, I could potentially get interested in looking for longs at this point of interest later on, right? Or maybe even during tomorrow's London session. Yeah, most likely, you know what, based on my prediction, right, I do think that our entry model will only appear during the London session tomorrow, right? If I want to enter for a buy somewhere around here. So yeah, you know what, today just gonna focus on this short little position, short it all the way down here, get the fuck out, and then tomorrow reset, come back into the market with a clear and focused mind, right? Focus on the present moment, and then look for this A plus setup, and then we can go from there. Okay, so right now we're up about 10k at the moment, right? So yeah, man, it's gonna be a tough push down, huh? Right, it's gonna be a tough push down, but it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. Gotta trust the process. Like I said, trust the analysis, man. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Yeah, you know what? Let's just zoom back up to the 1 hour time frame, right? So that I don't start getting emotional and start like reacting to every pip move against me, right? So yeah, let me just zoom out, all right? Let me just look at the bigger picture, right? Because if you look at the bigger picture and you think from the rational lens, you will know that price has to pull back to this point of interest, right? It's just a matter of when, right? It has to. The market will listen to what I tell it to do, right? I'm imposing my will to the market. It has to go down, right? In fact, no, I'm just mind controlling the market. Man, it will go down, man. Like you can see, I'm so confident in myself, bro. Like I have so much conviction. Like I said, confidence comes from competence. Confidence comes when you gather sufficient evidence to prove that you are who you say you are, and your strategy works the way you believe it works. Everybody else is wrong. Your mom is wrong. Your grandfather is wrong. The taxi driver is wrong. I am right, right? That's the level of conviction I have, right? I don't give a fuck, man. I am right. We are gonna go down straight to TP, baby. Holy shit, price is moving way too slow, man. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Right, testing my patience again, huh? Look, it's moving so slow that the bloody sky has went dark, right? The sun has literally set and we still haven't hit TP yet. Actually, no, we literally just entered like less than an hour ago, right? It's just me being impatient. But yeah, man, look at this. Look at this. It's like making baby move right now. Baby move, bruv. Slowly trickling down to our TP, huh? Alright, New York session. Come on. Push price down. Let's get it. Let's get it, fam. Let's get it. Patience, pace, right? Boring pace. See, times like this, bloody boring. What do? You fucking play with your fingers, right? Just play with your fingers. I don't know, you pray to God, hope that price will go down, right? You do nothing. Like, generally, just do nothing. It's so difficult to do nothing right now, right? These so many traders, they start micromanaging, they start moving their stop loss to break even. Oh, because what if price goes up? And then they start moving their take profit. Price seems like it doesn't want to go down. It's like you're just getting controlled by your mind, bro. Like, no wonder you lose. No wonder you're unprofitable. No wonder you are broken. No wonder you are insecure. No wonder you are frustrated. No wonder you are resentful. No wonder you bloody suck at trading, right? Come on, man. You gotta have balls deep conviction in your trade, guys, right? Like really balls deep conviction. That's all you need to have, right? And the only way you can develop that is, like I said, through competence and evidence. That's it. Right, balls deep conviction on this trade right here, right? Just going to let my heavy metallic balls like just do its thing right now, you know, just gonna do nothing, man. You can see it's like slowly starting to go down, right? At this point of time, I don't feel anything. Like, let me see how much I'm up right now. I'm up about like 12K at the moment, right? But look at my expression. Look at my facial expression. It is still neutral. It's still stoic as hell. I don't care about the profit. I care about executing my trade plan to the best of my ability. And that's what allows me to win, right? The relentless pursuit of the process, right? Rather than obsessing over the outcome of the trade, right? Like I said, I don't give a fuck if I lose or win, right? I'm just caring about getting better at trading every single day, ensuring that I'm improving and ensuring that I'm just executing my edge, right? Just training the muscle of following your trade plan, right? Just training that muscle every single day, just sharpening the sword. That's all it matters, guys, right? That's it. Slowly but surely, right? You guys heard of the tortoise and the hare story, right? If you heard of it, you will know that the tortoise bit the hare not because the tortoise is faster, but because the tortoise is consistent. The tortoise just keep going while the hare start getting complacent and start sleeping at a bloody tree, but the tortoise just keep chipping away. And as a result, the tortoise wins the race. That's it. In trading, it's the exact same thing. It's not about how fast you go, right? Because when you go so fast, when you grow your small account into hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're gonna burn very fast as well, right? You're eventually gonna lose everything fast, right? It's the same thing. You're gonna go through this boom and bust cycle of make a lot of money, lose a lot of money, make a lot of money, lose a lot of money. But on the other hand, if you can just be the tortoise, right? Just be the guy who embrace the suck every single day, focus on getting 1% better every single day, just showing up and following his plan. You might not see significant profits, consistent profits right now. You might not even see it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But eventually, as you keep going, you keep getting better at the thing that you're sucking at right now. And eventually you stop sucking. And then when eventually you stop sucking, you start to understand how the game is being played at the highest level. And you have been so fluent with technical analysis that it's unbelievable that you do not make profits, right? But the hard part is just enduring to that inflection point of success, enduring to that point of exponential growth, right? And that's why so many traders fail, right? They just can't endure. They can't persevere in this evergreen game of trading, right? They just stop, right? They just throw in the towel once they make 10K, once they start to win 5 trades in a row, once they hit a certain number, they are good, right? Or once they don't see results, they are good. They just quit, right? When in reality, you know, you could just be like 1 inch away from gold, right? But you just stop digging, right? That's why I say, just gotta fucking show up every single day, man. Yeah, if you think about it fundamentally, right? The reason why I showed up every single day when there was no results was because I was becoming a different person. I like to think of the person that you become is a leading indicator, right? Like when you go through this lonely chapter of grinding every single day and night, there is no lagging indicator. You can't see the monetary results, right? You can't see the outcome materialize yet because you are not good enough, right? So in that case, how do you get motivation and inspiration to keep going? Well, you look at the leading indicator, which is the person that you're becoming. So if you're becoming process oriented, right, you're becoming more focused, more calm, more collected when you are trading, more disciplined, then it's only a matter of time until you win, right? So I like to judge a person's character as the leading indicator, right? The character development in the trading journey, because that will ultimately lead the person to get the lagging indicator, which is the money, the success, the status, the toys, right? The material possessions, right? Like I said, focus on just getting better. Like if you can focus on becoming a skilled trader, right? And you disinvest your time, your energy, attention into the timeline it takes to achieve success, what happens is that now you are literally putting all your energy on getting better, right? Just sharpening the sword every single day. How can you not win? How can you not win if you don't quit? How can you not win if you are consistently developing courage, discipline, confidence, abundance every single day, right? So ask yourself this one question right now. Who is the person that I want to become? And every single day, am I becoming closer to the ideal version of myself or not? If not, then what are the things that you need to do today in order for you to become closer to that higher self, right? What's that one thing? And then just do that one thing. And then just keep on asking yourself the same question over and over again for an extended period of time until you see results, right? Like I said, it's a matter of just getting better. And oh boy, price is finally going down to my TP. You can see, like, the market doesn't want to listen to me yapping, right? So the market is like, I'm just gonna quickly go to my TP so I can stop Brad from yapping. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? There we go. Please, it's about damn time. About damn time. Like, the sky is so bloody dark right now. Can you even see shit? Can you even see anything from the view right now? It's like pretty dark outside, huh? Why does it look so much dark on camera? Okay, but anyways, yeah, this place, it starts to light up at night, right? I would love for you guys to see like the night view. Like the ships start getting bright, right? They start turning on their lights and the pot just becomes orange color. Like the entire pot just becomes orange color. It looks pretty sick at night, even though like you can't really see shit since the sea is like completely black at night. But beside the sea view, there's actually like a city view like right there. So I tend to like just admire the city view at night, like all the beautiful skyscrapers lighting up. It's just a nice sight, man. Like when I just sit there and I admire the view, I realize that this is the price I had to pay in order to get this beautiful view, in order to appreciate this view. And the price I had to pay was the late nights, the early mornings, right? The continuously putting in the reps when I didn't see any results, when I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and continue to push even when my friends doubted me. My friends were shoveling shit at me, right? Doubting me. My family even thought that I was not going to make it, right? Because in the Asian family, right, they want you to pursue the conventional path, go to university, get a good job, right? So it was such a difficult decision to tell them that I'm going to pursue trading, right? So that was, I guess, the price I had to pay in order for me to get this beautiful view. And I'll say it's pretty fucking worth it. Like, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, guys, I don't know, I can't even put it into words. Like, it's so worth it. Like I said, it's going to suck for a very long time. And the thing that makes it worse is that you don't know exactly how long it's gonna suck for, right? And you just have to keep on going, right? Even though there is no external validation, there is no results, there is no outcome in terms of profits whatsoever, you just gotta keep grinding, keep getting better, right? And the person who can make it through that shit, right? That endless amount of shit, you're going to come out a completely different person and you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The only reason why the fruits of my labor taste sweet and crispy today is because I've poured my blood, sweat, and tears into my labor, right? So if you think about it fundamentally, how can you enjoy the success if you haven't been through the work that is necessary to achieve the success? Success wouldn't feel good without the work, right? So the work is pretty much the prerequisite to success. So You shouldn't be lamenting and getting angry at doing the work of backtesting, journaling, and reviewing trades, because this is the price you have to pay in order to achieve success. This is the things that you have to do in order for you to appreciate success down the road, right? That's pretty much how I view success, right? There is no light without dark. You have to go through the rain in order to appreciate the rainbow at the end of it. You have to go through the tunnel in order to find the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to experience hell first before you can enjoy what it's like to be in heaven, right? Boom, 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 big boy numbers. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, fam, let's get it. Bro, it's finally trickling down, bro. I think we're halfway through our TP right now. So, up about 17k at the moment, right? 17k. 17k, man. Jesus, man. 17k. Guys, 17k. I made 17k in like, how long was this? This was like less than an hour, bro. What the hell, man? What the hell? This game is rigged. This game is rigged in my favor, man, to be honest. God damn it, guys. Like I said, bro, when you get to that point of leverage, like in terms of capital, bro, everything just feels effortless. I can trade with so much grace right now because I have sucked for an extremely long amount of time. I have sucked, I have eaten shit for so long that right now I can move mountains with just one click of a button, right? When in reality, it took me multiple clicks in order to get me to this point of leverage where I can just press the buy and sell button once and make generational wealth on one trade. But like I said, it's the series of clicks behind the scenes that you guys don't see, right? That really lead up to this moment. All right, so yeah, man. Oh my God, man. Let's go down, baby. There we fucking go. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, man, not getting excited, bro. But man, I wouldn't say I'm excited. I'll say I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to be able to just move mountains with a click of a finger right now, man. I'm so grateful to be able to make like my old annual salary in a few seconds, like, which is fucking crazy if you think about it, right? Man, grateful can't even, it isn't even the word, man. I'm like beyond grateful. Like I'm like universal supernamous grateful, if that's even a bloody word. Once again, guys, I really want to give credit to not just liquidity for this trade, but also the concept of time as well. Like I said, man, when you really understand how both timing and liquidity ties in together, it's like game over, bro. Because it's like, if you understand timing, you can pretty much predict when liquidity is coming into the market. But when you understand liquidity, you can pretty much predict when price is going to move the most. And if you can combine those two, it's game over, bro. Like, it's like unlocking cheat codes in the market, right? When you combine liquidity and time. Bro, we're up 20 bands right now. Okay, 20 bands, right? Halfway there, guys, halfway there. Come the tits, all right? Do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. All right. Let's get it. Man, forgive me if I'm weird during this live trading session, right? But like, this is me being authentic, all right? It's like, if you think about it fundamentally, what does it mean to be authentic? What does it mean to not be cringe? It's to not try to be someone that you are not. And I always say this, right? I'd rather be hated for being who I am than to be loved for being someone who I'm not. So you will never see me like driving Lamborghinis around, flexing a lifestyle, because that's not me. Even though technically I can get more views and make more money from selling courses from doing that, but that's not me. That's not who I am. Who I am is a brutally honest trader who just want to provide as much value as possible and just educate, right? I really can't be bothered to be sitting here to entertain you guys, even though that's what I'm doing right now. But look, I'm just a guy who wants to trade full time, and the camera is just there to just record me trading full time, right? This is just me, right? This is just me being comfortable in my own skin. I'm not putting on like a facade right here. I'm not telling you guys Oh, look at me, I'm this professional trader. I'm also not showing you guys, hey, look at me, man, I'm this cigar smoking trading guru with like 5 girls on my lap. Nah, that's not who I am, bro. I'm a simple guy with like weird quirks and some weird insecurities and some weird kinks. Nah, just kidding. I don't have weird kinks, right? That's one thing I do not have. I'm not weird in that way. I'm a very vanilla sort of guy. Anyways, back to the charts, right? Slowly, right, trickling down to our TP. Man, I guess like this live trading session is like a way for you guys to kind of like get to know me personally, right? Get to know my weird quirks and my weird personality. Yeah, because I'm not just a mental, I'm a bloody human too, guys, right? Yo, speaking of balls deep conviction, look at what I'm having today for dinner. I'm having meatballs, bro. Like literal balls deep conviction, right? Balls deep conviction. That's how much conviction you need to have in your trade ideas, guys. Like just be so maniacal and so delusional that you believe that your trade is gonna play out and everyone else is wrong. Every other trader out there is wrong and you're right. That's the level of conviction you need to have in your trade idea. Holy shit, we are like a few pips away from stop loss right now. What is going on, man? What is going on? Are we gonna get stopped out or what? Oh, man. Man. Are we gonna get stopped out or what? Right, maybe I should place my stop loss like above this high here. That's pretty reasonable. Or maybe that's just loss aversion bias speaking to me. Okay, you know what, guys? If you get stopped out, so it is what it is, man. I guess the market didn't want to climb down here, right, without making like a deeper pullback first, right? If that's the case, it is what it is, man. I just accept the L and then move on, right? But yeah, man, I'm just gonna log off right now, man. It's bedtime right now. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, let's see how the trade play out, right? So let's see whether price hit our TP or hit our stop loss, right? But we'll know when we actually wake up, all right? Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit TP, Mr. Market. Damn, we just took a L. Damn. All right, guys, it's time to journal this now. I'm just done with my morning meditation, right? So I'm still quite calm right now. I don't feel emotional right now. But anyways, let me just reflect, right? When I encounter a loss just like this, I always ask myself why. Why did I lose this trade? Okay, maybe because I entered at not the best entry point, right? And also maybe because I did not enter at the point of interest, right? If I actually entered somewhere around here at the mitigation of the point of interest, got stopped out, it'll probably be like the same results, right? But I'll probably be like much more satisfied because like my stop loss was placed at like a reasonable price point, right? And also, why the price actually push up from this point of interest, right? Why the price actually started going up at this 199.6 level? Well, if you look towards the left hand side, we probably have like a huge like liquidity sweep zone right here, right? If you go down to the 15-minute time frame, you can pretty much see that, yep, we got price sweeping liquidity from this low right here, and then it pretty much means that there's a lot of demand at this area, right? So this was our blind spot that we kind of failed to spot when we were live trading early on, right? So all I was caring about was price coming down to sweep all the available liquidity right here. Well, I failed to realize that there is actually another demand zone, right, that's actually surprisingly quite strong, that swept liquidity. And this pretty much reminds me of the confirmation bias in psychology, which pretty much states that we seek information that confirms our existing belief and ignore evidence that contradict it, right? So when I actually entered for a sell right here, all I was looking out for was price just doing like a straight push down to this next demand zone, right? But what I failed to realize is that there's actually another nearer demand zone that swept liquidity, right? So I did not care about looking what's going to go wrong with my trade. All I cared about was, okay, how could this trade make money? And I think that's where I failed on this trade itself. And also like the last reason is like I kind of forced this trade, not gonna lie. Like I kind of knew in my gut that this was not the best entry, right? But I still entered anyways because I want to trade, right? It's like, it's been 1 week since I've traded. No, it's technically been kind of like 2 weeks since I've been traded, but I want to trade. I just feel this urge to start trading again, maybe prove to you guys that, hey guys, I'm still an active day trader, or maybe just want to make money in the market, right? So those are pretty much the mistakes that I committed on this trade. And it's so important for you guys to actually like just walk yourself through your own loss, right? The own losing trade and why you lost the trade, right? Because just by doing this exercise alone, what happened is that I just found out that, okay, these were my mistakes, right? These are the 3 things that I kind of failed when I was in this trade, right? I'm just gonna put this down in my journal so that in the future, I don't commit these mistakes again in the future, right? So just by having that conscious awareness over the things that you are doing wrong, over the things that you're not so good at right now, what happens is that you can start pouring attention, energy, time into developing solutions to counteract these weaknesses, counteract these mistakes, right? So eventually you get better and you make money, right? That's it. Took an L today, but it is only a L if you do not learn from the mistake. It is only a L if you do not actually learn from the losing trade. If you don't actually learn from your mistakes, if you actually repeat the same mistake in the future, that's what constitutes an L, right? It's a W if you executed your trade plan and you lost as a part of variance, right? To me, it's a W. To me, that's a successful trade, right? Or at least that's what I tell myself every night. Okay, anyways. Right, so now just going to put this trade to bed, right? This is the longest live trading session, huh? I was like, I'm gonna have like a longest live trading session, and then you guys are gonna watch me win the trade, and I'm gonna show you guys how good I am at trading. But that's not the case. The market humbled us today. It is what it is, right? Like I said, sometimes you need to live to fight for another day, right? Sometimes you gotta get pushed off the mountain peak again, so that you can like keep climbing, right? But anyways, we're already up like 3R this month. We lost 1R on this trade, right? So we're up 2R currently. I'm just gonna continue trading every single day, right? I'm just gonna continue showing up, right? Gonna start live trading the London session again today, and then gonna get back in the rhythm again, and then yeah, just gonna continue to keep pushing, and eventually you'll get one big win that pays off, right? One big win, all right? I'm counting on that. Let's get it.